My name is Eva. I am 27 years old. I work in a quiet art gallery, surrounded by beautiful paintings and bright lights. People think my life is calm, but they don't see the fear I carry every day. I made one mistake, trusted the wrong people, and my life changed forever. I work in an art gallery. The gallery is quiet, elegant, and expensive. The walls are white and clean, and paintings hang perfectly straight, each one lit by warm golden lights. Every painting looks important. Every painting looks like it belongs to someone rich. People come here every day. They wear nice coats. They walk slowly. They whisper. They smile while they look at the art. They look calm. They look happy. I stand behind the desk and smile at them. I always smile. It is part of my job. But I am not happy. Behind the desk, hidden from the visitors, there is money. A lot of money. I count it every night. 100, 200, 500, 1,000. I keep counting until my fingers hurt. This money is not mine. It never was. The money belongs to dangerous men. Men who never come to the gallery in the daytime. Men who never look at paintings. Men who only care about numbers, deals, and silence. I work for them. They pay me every week. They tell me what to do. I do not ask questions. I do not say no. I learned very early that saying no is not safe. I am scared all the time. Scared when I wake up. Scared when I walk to work. Scared when I lock the gallery doors at night. I am tired of being scared, but I do not know how to stop. Inside my desk, under old papers and catalogs, there's a small USB drive. It is black and simple. It looks harmless, but it is not. Inside it are names, numbers, bank accounts, and dates. Everything. All the dirty secrets. The bad men do not know I have it. If they did, I would already be dead. This USB is my only chance, my only way out. Maybe one day I will go to the police. Maybe I will run far away. Maybe I will finally be free. But not yet. Not today. December has arrived. Christmas is coming. I hate Christmas. Everyone else loves it. They buy gifts. They decorate trees. They laugh. They go home to their families. They hug their parents and they kiss their children. I do none of these things. My mother died years ago. My father followed her not long after. I have no siblings, no aunts, no uncles, no one waiting for me anywhere. The bad men are the closest thing I have to a family, and they are not kind. Sometimes I dream of simple things. I dream of baking cookies. I dream of a small apartment with a tiny Christmas tree in the corner. I dream of a good man who looks at me with warmth instead of fear or control. But dreams are dangerous. Dreams make you weak. The gallery door opens and cold air rushes inside. I feel it on my neck before I see the man. He walks in slowly. He is tall. He has dark hair and calm eyes. His coat is black and snow melts on his shoulders. He looks around the room quietly, like someone who respects the silence. "Good evening," I say, standing up. "Good evening," he answers. His voice is deep and gentle. He walks along the walls, stopping at each painting. He does not rush. He does not pretend. He really looks. I watch him from behind the desk. Something about him feels different. He is not like the others. After a long time, he comes back to me. "Which painting is the saddest?" he asks. The question surprises me. No one has ever asked that before. I think for a moment, then walk to a small painting in the corner. It shows a woman sitting by a window, her back slightly bent, her face turned away. Outside the window is light, but inside the room is shadow. "This one," I say. He studies it, then looks at me. "You look like her," he says softly. "You look sad too." My face becomes hot. No one sees me. No one ever sees me. I smile at work, but it is fake. This man sees through it. "My name is Daniel," he said. "And you are?" "Ava," I reply. We shake hands. His hand is warm. Mine is cold. "Do you work here every day?" he asks. "Yes," I say, "every day, every night." "That must be hard," he says. His eyes look kind. "I'll come back tomorrow." He leaves, and the gallery becomes quiet again. The lights are still bright. The paintings are still beautiful. But something inside me has changed. I sit down slowly. I think about his voice, his eyes, the way he looked at me like I was real. The money is still there. The USB is still hidden. The bad men are still in control. But now, there is something else too. Hope. Hope is dangerous. Hope can destroy you. I know this, but I cannot stop it. Daniel comes back the next day, and the day after that. Every evening he visits the gallery. He looks at paintings. He talks to me. Sometimes we talk about art. Sometimes about nothing. I start to wait for him without meaning to. One evening, he asks, "Do you like hot chocolate?" "Yes," I answer. "Let's go to a cafe," he says. I hesitate. I look at the desk, at the door, at my responsibilities. Then I nod. Outside, snow falls gently. The cafe is warm and bright. We sit by the window. The hot chocolate tastes sweet and comforting. For the first time in a long time, I feel normal. "You work too much," Daniel says. "You look exhausted." I am, I admit. "Do you like your job?" he asks. "It's fine," I lie. He watches me closely, but he does not push. Still, the questions slowly come. "Where do you live? Are you alone? What do you do at night?" I answer some things and hide others. I never mention the bad men. I never mention the money. I never mention the USB. At home that night, I take out the USB and stare at it. I need to hide it better. In my jewelry box, I find a silver necklace shaped like a snowflake. It opens in the middle. Inside is empty. I place the USB inside and close it. Then I put the necklace around my neck. It looks innocent, beautiful, safe. After Christmas, I tell myself, I will go to the police. I will end this. 3 days before Christmas, Daniel takes me to the park. Lights glow on the trees. Snow covers everything. He holds my hand. "Bon instant. This Christmas will change everything," he says. D'accord. I believe him. I do not know the truth. I do not know that Daniel is not who he says he is. I do not know that my life is about to break. Christmas Eve arrived quietly, but my heart was loud with hope. I woke up early that morning, my mind full of thoughts about Daniel, about freedom, about a future that finally felt close enough to touch. Snow rested on the window like a soft white promise. For the first time in many years, I did not wake up afraid. I woke up excited. Daniel called me in the morning. His voice sounded calm, steady, the same voice that had slowly become my favorite sound. "Meet me tonight," he said, "at the main square. There's a huge Christmas tree there, 8 o'clock. "I'll be there," I said, smiling to myself. All day, time moved slowly. At the gallery, I smiled more than usual. I counted the money carefully and locked it away. The paintings watched me from the walls, silent witnesses to everything I was about to risk. I touched the snowflake necklace at my chest. The USB was inside, warm from my skin. Tonight, I would tell Daniel the truth. Tonight, everything would finally change. At home, I chose my red dress. It was simple, but it made me feel brave. I looked at myself in the mirror for a long time. I did not see a criminal. I did not see a liar. I saw a tired woman who wanted a clean life. I put on the necklace and whispered to myself, after tonight, no more secrets. The square was full of people. Music played loudly. Children laughed. Couples held hands. The Christmas tree stood tall in the center, covered in lights that blinked like stars. I spotted Daniel under the tree. He wore a dark coat, and when he saw me, he smiled. That smile made my heart race. "You look beautiful," he said. "So do you," I answered. He noticed the necklace immediately. "That's lovely," he said. "Is it new?" "Yes," I said. "It's very important to me." People moved around us, singing, laughing, celebrating. I took a deep breath. "Daniel," I said, "I need to tell you something." He opened his arms. "Come here," he said gently. I stepped into his embrace, and his arms closed around me. I closed my eyes. I felt safe. For a moment, the world disappeared. Then I heard the sound. Click. Cold metal wrapped around my wrists. I opened my eyes in panic. My hands were behind my back. Handcuffs. My mind refused to understand what my body already knew. Daniel stepped away from me. His face was different now, hard, distant. His eyes were no longer warm. "Ava," he said, his voice flat, official. "You are under arrest for assisting criminal activities and handling illegal funds." I felt the air leave my lungs. "What?" I whispered. "Daniel, this isn't funny." Police officers appeared around us. There were uniforms, flashing lights, sirens. People stopped singing. Cameras came out. I felt hands grabbing my arms. "You promised," I said, my voice shaking. "You said everything would change." Daniel didn't answer. He reached for my necklace and pulled it hard. The chain broke. The snowflake fell into his hand. "Evidence," he said quietly. I was pushed toward a police car. People stared at me like I was a monster. Someone shouted. Someone laughed. The officer forced my head down and shoved me into the back seat. The door slammed shut. Through the window, I saw Daniel standing there holding the necklace. For 1 second, our eyes met. I thought I saw something in his face. Regret? Pain. But then he turned away. The car drove off, the lights faded, the music disappeared, Christmas disappeared. At the station, everything happened fast. Papers, questions, cold rooms, no answers. I was placed in a small room alone, and my wrists hurt, but my heart hurt more. I sat there staring at the wall, replaying every smile Daniel had ever given me. Every question, every touch. It was all fake. I was never special. I was never loved. I was just a case. In another part of the station, Daniel sat at his desk. The snowflake necklace lay open in front of him. The USB was inside. His captain, a heavy man named Robert Hayes, entered the room. "Good work," Hayes said, taking the USB. "This ends it?" Daniel nodded. "Where is she now?" "In holding," Hayes replied. "She'll be moved tonight." "Tonight?" Daniel repeated. "That's fast." "Yes," Hayes said. "Midnight." Hayes left. Daniel sat there, uneasy. Something felt wrong. He stood up and walked down the hallway. He found Eva's file and opened it. The words made his blood freeze. "Eva Carter, leader of criminal organization." "That's not true," he whispered. He flipped through the pages. Every document said the same thing. She was the boss. She was dangerous. She was responsible for everything. Daniel turned on the television. The news was already reporting it. Eva's face appeared on the screen. "Police arrest dangerous crime leader," the reporter said. Daniel's hands shook. He understood now. The real criminals had rewritten the story. Eva was the perfect scapegoat. The police would stop looking. The real leaders would disappear. And Eva. Daniel looked at the clock. 11:30. He ran to the window. In the parking lot, a dark van waited. 2 men stood beside it. They were not police. His heart dropped. They weren't transferring her. They were going to kill her. Daniel stood still for 1 second, then removed his badge and placed it on his desk. He grabbed his car keys. He took his gun. He walked out calmly, like nothing was wrong. Outside, snow fell harder now. He drove fast, following the van as it left the station. The road led away from the city toward the mountains. Darkness surrounded them. No lights, no houses. Daniel accelerated and crashed into the side of the van. The van spun and stopped in the snow. A man jumped out with a gun. Daniel fired first. The man fell. He opened the back doors. Eva sat inside, handcuffed, terrified. "No," she whispered when she saw him. "Please, don't." "I'm here to help you," Daniel said quickly. "They were going to kill you." She stared at him in disbelief. He unlocked her handcuffs. "We need to go, now." She hesitated, then took his hand. They ran to his car and drove away into the night. Eva cried. She screamed. She hit him. "You lied to me," she shouted. "You destroyed me." "I know," Daniel said. "I'm sorry." He handed her the USB. "This is the real one." I gave them a fake. She stared at it, shaken. "Why?" "'Cause I was wrong," he said, "and because you deserved better." They drove through the darkness, leaving everything behind. The road stretched endlessly in front of them, dark and empty, swallowed by snow and night. Daniel drove without speaking, his hands tight on the steering wheel. Eva sat beside him, holding the USB so tightly that her fingers hurt. Her whole body trembled, not just from the cold, but from everything that had happened. Her life had cracked open in one night, and nothing felt solid anymore. After a long time, Eva spoke. "Where are we going?" "Away," Daniel said quietly. "As far as we can." "They'll look for us," she said. "Yes," he answered. "They already are." Silence filled the car again. Eva stared out the window. Snowflakes hit the glass and disappeared instantly, just like her old life. She thought about the gallery, the paintings, the warm lights. She thought about the Christmas tree, the music, the way she believed her life was finally becoming something good. All of it felt unreal now, like a dream she woke up from too late. The sky slowly changed color. Black turned to dark gray, then to soft pink. Morning was coming. Daniel noticed a small building ahead, old and forgotten, standing alone beside the road. "We can stop here," he said. He parked the car. The building was a rest stop, empty and silent. Snow covered the ground around it. They went inside. The air was cold and dusty. Old chairs and tables sat untouched. Daniel gathered some broken wood and managed to start a small fire. The flames flickered weakly, but gave warmth. Eva sat down, exhausted. Her body finally allowed itself to feel everything: fear, anger, pain, relief. Tears ran down her face without permission. Daniel sat across from her, saying nothing, letting her cry. He knew words would not fix what he had done. After a long time, Eva wiped her face. "You ruined my life," she said quietly. Daniel nodded. "I know." "You used me," she said. "Every smile, every question. It was all fake." "Yes." She looked at him sharply. "Then why did you come back?" Daniel stared out at the fire. "'Cause I saw the truth too late. Because I realized my boss was worse than the criminals we were chasing. Because they were going to kill you, and I couldn't let that happen." "You already let it happen," Eva said, just slower. He lowered his head. "I won't argue. You're right." Eva stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the snow glowed softly in the morning light. The world looked calm, like nothing bad had ever existed. She pressed her forehead to the cold glass. "I trusted you," she said. "I loved you." Daniel closed his eyes. Those words hurt more than any punch. "I never meant for that to happen," he said, "but it did, and I can't undo it." Eva turned around. "Then why should I believe you now?" "You shouldn't," he replied honestly. "Not yet." She studied his face. He looked tired, older. The confident man from the gallery was gone. This man had no badge, no authority, no protection. He had given up everything. "I lost my job," Daniel continued. "I'm a criminal now, too. If they catch me, I go to prison. If they don't, I spend my life running." Eva held up the USB. "We still have this?" "Yes," Daniel said. And that's why they'll never stop looking. She nodded slowly. We can send it to journalists, independent ones, and to honest police officers from different places. That's smart, Daniel said. And then we disappear, she added. Yes. They sat together in silence again. Outside, the sun rose higher, the snow sparkled. It was Christmas morning. Eva thought about how much she hated Christmas, how it always reminded her of what she didn't have: family, safety, love. Yet here she was, alive, free for now, sitting beside the man who both destroyed and saved her. You don't get forgiveness, she said suddenly. Daniel looked up. I know. You don't get love, she continued. Not now, maybe never. I understand. But, she said, taking a breath, you get a chance, one chance, to do better. Daniel's eyes filled with emotion. That's more than I deserve. Yes, Eva agreed. It is. They left the rest stop after an hour. Daniel drove carefully now, avoiding main roads. They stopped in a small town to buy food and warm clothes. Eva kept her head down. Daniel paid cash. They spoke very little, but something between them slowly changed. The anger was still there, but it no longer controlled everything. Days passed. They moved from place to place. They used public computers and libraries to send the USB files to multiple sources: journalists, internal affairs departments, anonymous platforms. They never stayed long enough to be remembered. The news exploded. Reports came out about Captain Robert Hayes, about money, about false reports, about corruption inside the police department. Other arrests followed. Names from the USB appeared everywhere. The truth spread faster than anyone expected. Eva watched the news in a small motel room one night. Her name was mentioned again, but this time differently. New evidence suggests Eva Carter was not the leader, but a coerced employee, the reporter said. Eva exhaled deeply. She didn't realize she had been holding her breath for weeks. They know the truth, she whispered. Daniel nodded. You did it. We did it, she corrected. They sat on the bed, the TV flickering in front of them. For the first time since the gallery, Eva felt something close to peace. Weeks later, they crossed into a quiet coastal town. The ocean stretched endlessly, blue and calm. They rented a small house with creaky floors and a leaky roof. It wasn't perfect, but it was safe. Eva found work at a bakery. She woke up early, kneading dough, baking bread, making cookies. The smell filled the air. For the first time, her dreams became real. Daniel worked repairing boats and cleaning docks. His hands grew rough, his body tired. He never complained. At night, they sat together, talking about small things: the weather, the sea, books, music. They did not talk about the past unless Eva brought it up. Daniel never pushed. Trust came slowly, painfully. Some nights, Eva woke from nightmares and found Daniel sitting on the floor, giving her space, staying near without touching. I'm here, he would say, nothing more. One evening, Months later, Eva walked along the beach alone. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange and gold. She thought about the woman in the painting at the gallery, the one by the window, alone, sad. She smiled softly. She made it out, Eva whispered. Daniel approached quietly. Are you okay? Eva nodded. I think so. They stood side by side, watching the waves. I don't regret saving you, Daniel said. I don't regret surviving, Eva replied. She turned to him. You hurt me deeply. I know. But you didn't run when it mattered. No. That counts for something, she said. Daniel swallowed. Whatever you decide, I'll accept it. Eva took his hand. This time there were no handcuffs, no lies, just warmth. We're not a fairy tale, she said. No, Daniel agreed. But we're real, she said. And real is enough, he answered. They watched the sun disappear together. The road ahead was still uncertain. They might have to run again. They might lose everything again. But they were free for now. And for the first time, Eva felt something stronger than fear. She felt choice. And that changed everything.